oh, you know, like she just writes songs about her ex-boyfriends. And I think, frankly, that's a very sexist angle to take. No one says that about Ed Sheeran. No one says it about Bruno Mars. They're all writing songs about their exes, their current girlfriends, their love life, and no one raises a red flag there.
It's true.
If a guy shares his experience in writing, he's brave. If a woman shares her experience in writing, she's oversharing and she's over-emotional, or she might be crazy, or watch out, she'll write a song about you.
Yeah, well, there is that.
But that joke is so old, and it's coming from a place of such sexism.
When everything that you do is debated upon, scrutinized, questioned, everybody feels entitled to ask you why you did everything. There are days where I feel really, really okay with that, honestly. Yeah. But then there are days where I just am kind of overwhelmed by all of it, and I think that that's okay. I try to encourage my fans that they don't have to feel confident every day. They don't have to feel happy every day. They don't have to feel pretty every day. They don't have to feel wanted every day. That they shouldn't put added extra pressure on themselves to feel happy when they're not. Yeah. You know, I think being honest with yourself emotionally is really important.
I just decided I would have fun with it. So I'm always like up and dancing, and I'm really tall and lanky, so I look a little bit like a baby giraffe learning how to walk. So there would be all over the internet, it was like, Taylor Swift looks awkward when she dances. Like, she's so bad at dancing. And so the way I handle that now, like that criticism, is I wrote a song called Shake It Off, and as soon as I wrote the song, I knew exactly what I wanted to do for the music video. I knew that I wanted to do an entire music video of me awkwardly, badly dancing. Just like, I think that if you learn to laugh at certain things and not take everything so seriously,
you know, I can tell them all I want, be yourself. It doesn't matter if people think you're sexy or edgy or cool. But if I don't lead by example, then I'm not actually conveying that message fully. So with this video, like, it's not a sexy video, but it conveys a message I really want to get across to girls, that, like, if that's not your thing, you don't have to try to be like everyone else.
But how do you feel when people say that you write about boyfriends?
It's interesting because I think as a songwriter, you have your fans who have been keeping up with your music since before you were known. You know, my first album came out when I was 16. So I would write about my life as I saw it, as I felt it. And then what happens is, as you get more successful, which you're lucky if that happens, you have more and more people paying attention to what you're doing. And you've been doing it the same way your entire career as a songwriter, but all of a sudden the perspective has changed. And they use kind of you writing songs about your life as a way to play detective.
I think that as far as songwriting goes, I've been essentially opening up my diary for the world to read since I was 16. So that's an interesting kind of vulnerability to have when you are telling your life story and revealing your life narrative and all the feelings you had about those things happening to you to people who are going to understand it and see your side of it and kind of see, look at what you're saying and say, I get that, I feel that too. But you're also revealing your life and your true emotions to people who just kind of want to take you down and make fun of you.
I'm a songwriter, so I've had the same exact formula every single time. I feel something, I go to my bedroom, I lock the door, I write a song about it. As a woman in the public eye, there comes a time where all of a sudden that shifts and it turns into increased fixation on your personal life. And then that takes you to a weird place where you feel, for the sake of my privacy, should I write songs that are less direct? Should I include less details about my life? Should I write less narrative stories? And every time I've asked myself that question, I've said, no, no, no. I'm doing this for the same reason I've always done it, to help me cope with things.
Like, most people get that, like, Shake It Off is a funny, like, it's funny. Like, I'm not actually rapping seriously in that song. But some people are like, oh my God, why is she trying to be a rapper? You're like, you don't get it. Come on. They're like, she looks super awkward dancing in this video. It's like, oh my God. Honestly, I was kind of looking at this whole fictionalized version of my life that the media has portrayed, because I don't talk about my personal life, so they've kind of had to make one up for me. And
kind of painting me as like the psycho serial dater girl. It got pretty out of control there for a couple of years, because it would be like every article was like, Taylor Swift standing near some guy. Watch out, guy.
Oh God, what happens when you meet somebody that you really want in your life and then you start worrying about what they've heard before they met you? And you start to wonder, like, could something fake, like your reputation, affect something real, like somebody getting to know you?
If you laugh at yourself, it's not as funny when other people laugh at you, because you made the joke first.
Small towns, dirt roads, that was actually my life in high school. It's not anymore.
Yeah.
So if I were to continue to write songs about that, I feel like it would be very disingenuous. And as a songwriter, that's the exact opposite of the goal I'm trying to accomplish.
At the end of the day, you just have to try to find a way to stay sane. Like, there's a balance to it all. And I have bad days where I focus on it and I feel like there's nothing that I do that's right. And no matter how hard I try, you're gonna have people that just can't find one good thing about you. But focusing on those people is the quickest way to lead an unhappy life.
I'm bored, so I'm taking my time on my ride. I'm bored, so I'm taking my time on my ride.